When I try to get to like a Carti recap, what do? What are y'all favorite songs off the Playboi Carti? Since I wasn't able to give a first reaction to the album, I will be honest with you. I tried to wait. After I projectile vomited, I tried to wait and give myself like an opportunity. I was gonna listen to it on stream at my earliest convenience. I waited almost a whole Saturday. But by the time like that Saturday I came around, I was already at the gym with a friend trying to knock my kidney stone out because I felt like if I kept moving or some shit like that, it would come out like on its own. And that was when my back pain was at its most intense, by the way. Like I really be working well under pressure. But niggas was playing it. I couldn't help it. It is what it is. So what I heard in the gym was this. And I'll be honest with you, hearing this shit in the gym is life changing. For the first Carti song, when you in the gym. Now granted, I wasn't lifting in that moment. I was like, damn, see ya. This on the treadmill go crazy. Okay, see, this is why I don't tell y'all nothing, because what are you saying? I'll admit that on the treadmill is not the most powerful or manly exercise to even be listening to a song like this or hearing Carti in general. Why are you running and Playboi Carti's in your ears and not lifting weights? But I couldn't because, again, stones. Regardless, this is an amazing song. And I remember hearing it from the initial show that he did like last year or sometime like that. And I remember how psyched out I was because I'm like, yo, I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming. That's how I feel about a lot of this album. I felt like when I was hearing this and I was going through the songs. Also, why is Crush not the intro? Am I on my own? Why is Crush not the intro? That just seems like the most appropriate start off. It's like, it's alarming, it's anthemic, it's got these grand like vocals in the background swelling up, leading into this huge climax. Why is that not the intro song? I felt like when I heard it, like, what the fuck was the intro? Why do we even have the first track if this is coming right after it? This is warning me that I'm about to listen to one of the greatest pieces of material of all time. It is what it is. But I'm noticing, you know what I'm saying, a bit of a pattern as I'm going through more of the album. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. You know, I know niggas gonna take me and like Carti as like a thing that they gotta be like, yeah, you about to like shit on them immediately. It's not like that, honestly. Because after I heard a whole lot of Red, I developed an appreciation for Carti beyond what a lot of his fans even are willing to give him, which was he's like a natural. And I don't mean that he's talented. I mean, he can be from time to time. But I mean, like, the instincts and the rawness that was on a whole lot of Red was the thing that I really gravitated to the most. Taking me from, like, you know what I'm saying, my most rawest form and put me on an album vocally. I didn't really understand a lot of what he was saying on that record, too. But I felt him. That's what it was. And for some odd reason, the opposite thing is happening with me. Where as I get older, I'm listening to music that doesn't necessarily reflect, not necessarily how I live, but doesn't reflect the growth that I've had through. The growth that I've had through the years would lead you to believe that I would like to hear shit more like from, I don't know, Kendrick Lamar or like a Nas. But that's not where I'm at, because mentally, like, I don't really want to hear any of that. I want to be able to turn my brain off and hear things that feel good. So as I get older, my perspective grows, but I don't go to music for like, as soon as I heard the first couple tracks, I'm like, oh, okay, this is about to be fun. I'm about to just get a feeling. I'm about to get a vibe, about to get emotion. And that's what I was getting, you know, especially Cocaine Knows. I need y'all to understand, there isn't a point that I've ever co-signed the whole vibe and I just want to hear music for a vibe. I'm not that guy. I promise you I'm not that guy. But records like Cocaine Knows or OPM Baby, excuse me, I could be a fan in the mosh pit and Carti could literally pour anything in my mouth. I will be honest with you. When I'm listening to those two tracks, I am the biggest Playboi Carti fan when I'm listening to those two songs. This nigga can make me drive the boat if those two songs are on. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I know that sounds insane. But you gotta hear me out. I literally feel like I'm in the crowd, moshing, and I'm waiting for this nigga to come out. I'm waiting for him to come out. I know, nigga, what the fuck? Yeah, niggas are acting like they don't be hearing shit. Turn the stream off. I'm not turning the stream off. I'm going in. I'm seeing all of this happening. And I feel like I'm like his #1 fan. I mean it. Niggas saying you got it, I promise you it's not that bad. What I'm saying is not that bad because you got to be hearing the songs and envisioning yourself in the place that I'm envisioning myself when I'm hearing the records. That's also a double-edged sword in a way, because I remember how much I loved those records when I heard the previews of them on Carti's show not that long ago. And there was so much anticipation that was building up. But very rarely was there a performance associated with it to realize that anticipation. Very rarely did I feel like there was a a moment on the album that warranted the warranted the build up. I didn't get the climax performance-wise from him all the time, was my main issue with the record. And there's also this weird balance of like new age and like mixtape era rap that I love so much. Like mixtape southern era rap that I loved so much when I was growing up. Like from Gucci and like not Young Thug, but Gucci and like Lil Wayne and shit like that. Like their mixtapes, I feel like I got a combination of that and what like a nigga like I don't know, like an Osama Son or like a Netspin might add to the current ecosystem. I didn't feel like Carti was ahead of the curve on this album at all, but I did feel like he meshed things that people from right now are doing with their music with things that I really love so much from like my era when I was growing up. I hear that on a track like Radar, for example. This is a perfect example of it happening. There's like this mixtape era nostalgia to it. It's like a perfect combo. It's also got the fantastic record. This is one of my favorite records right here. Like Wheezy. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. I'm like, this nigga's the one! He got it! This is so fire. Oh my god, it's inspirational. Bro, it's inspirational. When the records on this album work, they are some of the most fun, energetic, surprising, sometimes flamboyant records that I think he's made in like the last decade or so. And you gotta realize, for a guy like me, that I didn't take to Die Lit, but I was a fan of Carti's earlier work before that, that a lot of people either seem to forget about or just sleep on entirely. When I hear all the elements like just coming together perfectly and they work, it's like lightning in a bottle. It works so well. The final track on here, South Atlanta Baby, I mean, that's fantastic too. Now, I do gotta address this one thing on the album. Why is Travis Scott here 5 times damn near? I fuck with him. I fuck with him too. Don't get me wrong. I don't. Fuck Travis Scott, low key, high key. I hate him. Why is he here 5 times? Now, I do like him on the album. I'll give him that. There's even a point on the album early on where he sounds like, y'all remember that tape that Travis Scott and Quavo did? Travis Jack Huncho Jack, whatever the record was called in 2017. I got an element of that on Philly. I love that track. Travis Scott is actually my favorite part of that song, to be honest. But it just reminded me of that era, because a lot of people just they never bring that era up. I don't know why, because it was a good era if it was like built upon or explored more, but I fuck with that, like very, very heavy. The other tracks with Travis Scott, that's just like, bro, I get it. He your friend, he your mans, but like, niggas have not been waiting, you know what I'm saying, 10 years for you to collab with Travis fucking Scott again. They've been waiting for you to collab with fucking Lil Uzi Vert, not Travis Scott. Nobody gives a fuck about what Travis Scott going on. You know, I'm sure his daughter's adorable. Like, got a great family unit. Like, you know, I'm sure he's away from Kanye now. That's just all fire. That's great. But Travis Scott 5 times and you and Uzi like twice and for like less than 3 minutes all together. What the fuck are you doing? I genuinely don't understand what the rationale behind that is. The anticipation. We got the standard and almost necessary Skepta inclusion. Not to say that that's bad or anything like that, because I really do fuck with that song. But what are you doing? How do you screw the pooch this bad? And there are 30 tracks here. Somehow it still managed to be shorter than the average Drake album at 30 tracks, and Drake has never dropped an album that's been 30 songs. I don't get how the fuck that's possible. He still managed to be like below that time constraint. Regardless, there are questionable decisions all over this project. I'll be honest. Honestly though, I'll give him this. Evil Jordan intro now. This is very cinematic. At first I didn't think it needed any changes. How was it corny? COD sound effect a little funny. Why do you even know that? You realize you're a bigger loser for knowing that it's a COD sound effect than Carti is for including it, right? I'm not even dick riding or defending it. I'm just saying. Like, why do you know what that is? Who knows what that is? How do you know that's a COD sound effect? Why do you know that's a TikTok rip? What are you doing in your free time? Backrooms. You mean to tell me out of all the Travis Scott songs that you can include on this project, why Backrooms isn't included? Why? You mean to tell me you had this many Travis Scott features and didn't think to yourself, I could take one of these bitches off and put Backrooms on here? I know he added them, but like, bro, bass album, it still matters. I remember it wasn't on the bass, bro. Oh yeah, let's talk about Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar. I'm not gonna talk about the problems that I got with Kendrick Lamar being on the project. I'm just gonna talk about the fact that I didn't want Kendrick Lamar on this project. I just don't need him. And I wanna think. I don't think Kendrick Lamar ends up on this project without the year, without the visibility. You know what I'm saying, that he's had. And I'm not saying that, oh my God, I know niggas gonna take it the wrong way. It's not a knock against Kendrick Lamar's stardom. Like, he's still amazing. He's still who he is. You know what I'm saying? He didn't need the year that he had to land on a Carti album. But I can't help but feel like that massive year had played such a big part. And, oh, now I gotta have Kendrick on my project because he hot now. You know what I'm saying? He hot again. I gotta I gotta include him. I just feel like it's an unnecessary addition. His inclusion on Good Credit is nice. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. But it's a completely different feeling. It's not that he's on there too much. It's that he's on there at all that bothers me. Because his aesthetic, his vibe, his vocals, nothing about him fits any of this to me. And as soon as I hear him or see him in the same vein or room as Carti, it's not because of perception or anything. I just cringe. I don't know what it is. I can't put them in the same room and it makes sense. Not even that they sound bad or that it's just an awful song. I can listen to it. I just don't want to. I don't want those people in the room together. I just don't. On Kendrick's part, I'll get into why I think it's a problem for Kendrick to even be here in the first place. And the issue I have with people acknowledging it now versus, years ago, whatever the fuck is. But yeah, I don't need him on here. Is it a huge problem? No. Do I need him on here though? No, I don't really need him. There are extra tracks here from Playboi Carti that I just don't feel like add to the album. I feel like after a certain point we're just padding it out. And you could convince me that a Playboi Carti fan put together all of his snippets and put together what they felt their most cohesive listening experience would be if they put them back to back, like together in a YouTube playlist, and this was the result, and I will believe you. Because a lot of this sounds like incomplete or like it's lacking something that puts it all together. And the issue with that is, one of my favorite parts about Whole Lotta Red was that it felt like together. I know there are records that people don't like on there and shit that they feel like bogs it down, but not only was it not as long, it felt more complete. It felt more in harmony with one another, track by track, than this does. I don't know where you would even take some of these songs from, some of these ideas. This is why the thing that I be doing, especially with huge albums, like long albums, it could be one song that's out of place. And because there's so much shit, everything starts to blur together, or an encyclopedia case. And then you take one book out at a time, it's like, damn, it is different. You get what I'm saying? But that's why I wasn't harsh on Whole Lotta Red when I first heard it, because I'm like, yo, I already know how I'm gonna feel about it. Just because I don't think the project is a cohesive listen, or I don't think it works really well as like a complete thought or a complete feeling, and I think a lot of the randomness of it all kind of breaks up any kind of theme that you might put or find within it, doesn't mean that I think that there isn't a lot of entertainment and replay value to draw from these moments, because there's certainly, I think one of the common criticisms that I've been hearing a lot about this project is that there's too many songs, but I honestly think that works to its advantage, because I don't think Carti is the type of artist that could put together I don't want to undersell him or sell him too short, but he's a success story from a marketing perspective. There are so many elements that make Carti what Carti is before you get to his music that is so attractive. Some people are afraid of, you know what I'm saying, not being on it when it's going. I think a lot of people have that like FOMO, that fear of missing out when it comes to Carti. But I also think the way that people interpret his aesthetic is very, very like misinformed, because so much of what Carti does is just completely unintentional. Like, so much of what he even gets accolades for and is given praise for has nothing to do with him. There's so much of the background that influences, I feel like, what people take away from Carti that I don't feel like they highlight to emphasize how much, like, he doesn't play as big of a role as I feel like he does when I'm listening to so much of what I'm listening to. And I don't want to go back to it again, but I feel like that point is further reinforced when I get to a record like Cocaine Noise, where I feel like everything that I've come here for is making me, like, the image of Carti is more attractive than him actually coming out. Cocaine Noise to me is the amalgamation of everything that is attractive about Carti before you see him. Before you even get to him, I feel like Cocaine Noise is telling you to get up and start moving before he even comes on stage.
Also, thoughts on the AI?
I don't want to say I don't care about the AI, but I do think that a lot of people are, what is the word? Pretending. I do think that. I do think a lot of people are pretending. If that's even what it is. I do think a lot of people are going on this crusade, but I do think people are going on an unnecessary crusade against something that they probably didn't even know was or wasn't, or couldn't tell. What I will say is the issue with the AI isn't necessarily that having it in music is a bad thing. It's just like the lack of transparency on what it is that you use it for. And I think people should articulate that more so that in the future people are more transparent about what they use it for, as opposed to, oh, we can't include this or use it in any capacity in music. I don't think that it's good, but I do think that people's reaction to it is like a little unnecessarily overblown. You get what I'm saying? But I don't even know if there's any AI on the project. I didn't think I heard anything AI worthy or thought that there was anything AI. If it's confirmed later on, cool, we can have that conversation again. But from what I know, it isn't. Why does Opium never make it onto the Carti project, despite how much they're pushed when he's not dropping? I don't get that. Can't be mad. I gotta respect it, cause the nigga just, I just be moaning. I'll be honest with you, bro. Sometimes the shit just slip out of nowhere. I'll be talking and the shit just come out. I'll be like, damn. When I hear records like this, I love when people take advantage of the mundane and just throw shit in there. And I love that. I love that that was utilized for records like this, because like I said, those little bursts of energy are really all records like this need, because there are people that don't really know how to approach music like this and think that it has to be approached in a standard way, and that really is taken away from majority of what the enjoyable experience is supposed to be. When you hear records like this, when you hear beats like this, when you hear something like this, it's like, I don't need to speak. I just need to make noise, and I need to make the right noise. And the right noise right now might be a moan. 3, 4 of them, 8, 10 of them. I might just need mad moans, and that might just be it. And that'd be okay. And niggas start moaning with me. Can we do a group moan chat? Not like a moan space, but like a group moan, like together all at the same time.